Hello, this is Sandy McManus with needsaRibbon.com, and I'm bringing you another edition of Coffee Break, where, cheers by the way, in 15 minutes or less, we'll make a card or other project. This is our card for today. We're doing a card, and I just love the simplicity of this card. It uses the On the Horizon stamp set and the coordinating horizon dies. I'm going to set those aside. And again, it was very simple, and it uses the bark embossing folder, as you can see. And I used shimmer paper for this. And the reason I used the bark is I thought it went really well with this, and I was kind of going for a calm, beachy, I don't know, scene. So I'm going to set that aside. And like with all my other coffee breaks, the instructions will be at the end. And, whoops, I grabbed the wrong stuff. That's okay. We can make this work. We can make this work. So I have to cover it up anyway. I grabbed a pre-cut card base because I keep them around. And, whoops, didn't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're covering it up. So, as you can see, I took the bark folder and cut a piece of shimmer white as a layer, and I just thought that went beautifully. And then I cut this, actually of this card probably took the longest, was figuring out the widths and lengths of the paper and then the order. Oh my gosh, yeah, it took forever. And then I did this for a card swap, so I had to make, well, really it ended up being 24 of them. So let's get started. I'm going to get started. I'm ready to get started. And we're going to put some adhesive on our card layer and stick our finger in the glue, because I'm good at that. And put that down. Card layer is of course 4 by 5 1/4. This particular card layer. And see, I covered up. It doesn't really show through. It's just the first sample. It's just for the purpose of this video anyway. And again, I will have the instructions at the end, and I've already got my stuff. So I used the Relax, Enjoy Your Day and stamped that over this piece. And then I cut that out of one of the horizon dies, which is this darling little wood, looks like planks of wood die that comes in it. And you can see the other pieces. There's fence pieces and water, mountains, or horizon-y things. Trees. There's even some little houses. I have not used the houses. I've seen cute samples, but I personally have not used the houses. So what I did, since I was making a lot of these, is I cut on the 11-inch length of my cardstock. If you're going to make these in bulk, again, this is also a great way to use up your strips of cardstock or strips of DSP if you have them. But I cut these to 11.5 inches and figured out how wide I wanted them, and then trim them to, again, it was forever to decide. So we're going to start with this pear pizzazz. And actually, I'm going to start with that. It goes on the bottom, because when I did my other ones, I went from the top, and it's kind of hard to eyeball that, I'll tell you. So we're going to go from the bottom, and that goes pretty close to that edge. And then the next layer is soft sea foam. And I lifted that piece up. Again, I wanted kind of a, not artsy, more, not even organic, ad hoc, almost bohemian feel, more just, it doesn't have to be perfect. And when I toss my little backings off on the side, I did not trim this one. Okay. That's okay. Now you can see it's 1 inch wide. I want it, oh, we need to do the petal pink next. I love petal pink. Okay, so petal pink is down So that one gets glued down or adhered down. Push that a little bit farther. And again, because of the camera, I can't, hopefully I've got that scooched up enough. Looks like it's kind of crooked, but that's pretty good actually. It's not supposed to be perfect. That was the whole point. So we've got this piece of Misty Moonlight that looks like it went to, is that right? I guess so. Put a little fingernail mark there. And it goes to 3.5, I guess. Is that right? 3.5? No, beyond that. Well, the measurements will be there. It's 3 5/8. At the end. So you don't have to 1, 2, 3, or 3 3/4 maybe. Well, we'll see. I can always trim it shorter. I can't trim it longer. That is not possible. So looks like we need to shave that bad boy down a little bit. So maybe it was 3 5/8. And we'll put that aside, and that one goes down also. And you can see how you could use up your strips, just random strips of either cardstock or DSP for this layout. And then the final one, which is Balmy Blue, which was cut 1/2 inch, goes up on the dimensionals. And your choice how many dimensionals. Some people might line that whole thing up, but I figure it's a card that hopefully someone will save for a while, not toss it immediately. And there's that. And then we have our adorable greeting in the wood grain. Very, very modern, trendy, with that distressed looking wood stamp. And want to raise that up too, because you know, you might as well raise it up. I'll tell you why, because it's not going to lay flat, because that's not a flat surface. So you might as well just bump that bad boy right up. Okay, like that. And then we're going to use these new iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. They are so pretty. Aren't they pretty? Here. No, that doesn't help. And we'll use the rule of odds, so 3. And I should be using my take pick tool. But old habits die hard. We didn't have this for years, so I'm pretty used to using my scissors. I do use my take a pick tool. And one tiny one. That off like that. Isn't that just the most beautiful and simplistic card? I think it is. And again, whether you have that stamp set, maybe this layout will work for something for you. Whoops. Idea to use up cardstock scraps or DSP scraps and just layer it on a piece of embossed cardstock. And there you have our coffee break for today. I hope you've enjoyed this card. And again, my name is Sandy McManus, and you may find me at needsaribbon.com. Thank you.